let's get to business. You are graduating in a broken system. This is why your country needs you. Our country shows all the signs of a failing nation. So our country is not handing you the perfect future on a silver platter that you might have been thinking of when you first started this journey. You're stepping into a world where jobs are scarce. A world where corruption and wantokism sometimes overrides merit and talent. There is deeply rooted inequality in our country still. Law and order threaten to turn our country into the Wild West, if not already. Cost of living is unbearable for many, and you know this. Our hospitals struggle for lack of medicine and decent infrastructure. Power and water supplies are running low and failing in all our towns and cities. But here is the thing. The most powerful changes in history were made by people who refused to accept that this is the way things are. I remind you of the story of Gandhi in India, when through peaceful protest he threw out one of the greatest empires in the British out of India. Did he accept things to be the way they are? No. He fought to change it, and he did. Look at India today. Did Nelson Mandela accept apartheid? No, he didn't. He worked all his life to change it. And this happened during our lifetime. Did our forefathers, led by Grand Chief Somare, wait for colonial powers to grant freedom? No. They agitated until they got independence 50 years ago. Diamonds are forged in the harshest conditions in the earth, conditions similar to which you have endured, many of you. This country needs diamonds that are hard enough to get us out of the situation where the failures of our leaders have created. When things are hard, that's when people, PNG needs the impatient people. PNG needs the brave people to rebuild it. I know many of you are uncomfortable as you sit here waiting to graduate. Many of you are anxious about an uncertain future. This discomfort you feel is exactly what you need as fuel to drive you forward. This country needs your vigor, your youth, your intelligence, your creativity, your enthusiasm, and your optimism. Because sadly, my generation has done you injustice. The second point I want you to take home with you is that the degree you pick up today is not just a piece of paper, it is a weapon for change. Many are already saying, what is the point of graduating when most of you will end up jobless? But you have to see what others do not. And I speak to not just this graduating class in humanities, but I want to speak to all students who are graduating in this period across the country. If you have a degree in law, for example, you can fight for justice in a country that is crying out for justice. If you have a degree in agriculture, you can help migrate our farmers and make them better. If you have a degree in business, you can help expand our SMEs and create jobs. If you have a degree in humanities, I challenge you to bring critical thinking and empathy in our communities torn apart by violence and a lack of respect for rule of law. I challenge you to bring humanity to our hard infrastructure development agenda. Your education isn't just for finding a job. The tools you have been given are to help you find solutions for your community, for your family, and for your country. The world's greatest innovators and change bringers didn't wait for permission. They built it from the ground up, just like you must do now. My third point I want you to take with you is that the fire, the excitement you feel today as you sit here must drive you beyond as you walk out this door. This evening, maybe this afternoon, you will celebrate with family and friends, but tomorrow, the real test begins. Will you blame the system, or will you try to change the system? Professor Leo Mara and I were students once. We were also student protesters, in case you didn't know. And as I shared with your faculty members just outside, I am still protesting today. And I understand Professor Mara is still protesting. Are you going to blame the system, or are you going to try to change this system? Are you going to join the corruption, or will you fight against it for something better for yourselves and for your children? Are we going to repeat the divisions that drive us apart, or look for the things that bring us together? Are we going to support the things that bring in equality and one-talk systems, or are we going to be the change? My challenge to you, don't be the one who gives excuses, because we are getting a lot of excuses going around these days. Be the one whose actions bring change. If roads are poorly built, be the engineer who builds better infrastructure and does not take the side payment. If the system is broken, be the advocate who reforms it. If our leaders have failed you, then you become the leader that is better and doesn't fail the people. If there is injustice in the community, then help rebuild our broken communities. My final message to you is this. You are the first litmus test of PNG's future. It starts with you. We have been led to believe that extractive resources will bring the economic prosperity we all desire. Well, I am here to tell you that this is false rhetoric that gives false hope. Even if Wafi Gorpu and Papua LNG start up tomorrow, they will not provide the millions of jobs and opportunities we all need. It is time to have a whole new mindset, a mindset based on the creation of new industries we have not tried in the past. We must leverage our comparative advantage and look at what the world needs, and then challenge ourselves to produce it. Let's not limit ourselves to what we see in our country. We have wasted decades on the extractive industry to the neglect of our full potential as a people and as a country. Look around you. See the person sitting next to you in a blue gown. Prime Minister Marape was in university at the same time I was. We are the same generation. The future Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea could be sitting next to you. And let me add, it could be a woman. Perhaps that Prime Minister will end corruption and bring us the economic prosperity we all desire. Are you going to be a teacher, for instance? And if you are you going to be the teacher that teaches the next person that's going to come along and change not just their community, but maybe their country? Your Vice Chancellor, Professor Nembo, was my mathematics teacher. Your previous Vice Chancellor, Professor Griffin, he was also my lecturer. Professor Kaluin was my lecturer. Professor Lakshmi Pillai was also my lecturer. Are you going to be the entrepreneur who starts something that changes his or her village or community? Are you going to be the leader who brings the social justice that we so desperately need? The question isn't, will PNG change? It isn't whether PNG will change for the better. The real question is, will you be the one who changes PNG for the better? Last week, I had the privilege of sharing in the opening of a large shopping plaza in Wewak. We have been a backwater for many, many decades. So it gave me great pride to do that opening. On Monday, I was up in Mariama, a corner of Sepik that borders Enga province and Southern Highlands province. And I had the privilege of opening an airstrip for the people there to see the changes in their lives. When I ask you to be the change, I do not say that lightly. I am not speaking to you as a governor or an MP when I say that. I speak to you as someone who actually did bring change to his community. Before I became governor or governator or some of these words that people call me, the Terminator who walks into parliament, I was known as the Vanilla King. I want to challenge you, disciplined and intelligent young leaders in front of me. I have no agricultural qualification. I taught myself because I enjoyed doing it. Even now, I am still learning. And I say to you that without an agricultural qualification, I am still the #1 agricultural business person in this country. I didn't wait for the government. I went out myself because it was something I believed in. I was frustrated and anxious, just like many of you are today. But I would not accept the status quo. I wanted change. So someone had to start it. Let me tell you that only those who are uncomfortable with their situation, they are the ones that will change the future. Comfortable people do not want change. Even as recently as last week, I was teaching some farmers on how to grow cocoa, because that is my tool for change. If I can do it, you can do it. And I am sure many of you can do it better than I ever did. In closing, as you walk across this stage to receive your degree, remember, it's just not a simple piece of paper. You are accepting a mission to change your country. You are now a licensed change agent. The road you have chosen is not an easy road. It isn't for the faint-hearted, because danger lurks. Those who are benefiting from the current chaos we see in our country, benefiting from the broken systems that some of you will want to change, are going to fight tooth and nail to protect the chaos they benefit from. But you are a Papua New Guinean. You are descendants of navigators who crossed oceans, farmers who tamed rugged land, people who survived pestilence and diseases. You are descended from carvers, weavers, storytellers who kept our cultures alive. Your DNA has survived and thrived for more than 10,000 years, and here you are, the end result of all of that. So go, fight, build, lead, change this country the way you desire. And when you meet obstacles that are waiting for you out there, remember this day, the day you chose to not give up, to not give in, and to not let the real problems in our country defeat you. Instead, you chose to make a stand, to rise up to be better than those who went before you, who let you down. You chose to be different. You chose to be the teacher, the public servant, the business leader, the warrior for justice that our country so desperately needs. 50 years ago, a small group of people with less education than all of you sitting here, they called themselves the Bully Beef Club. They too endured tough times. Did they quit? Did they say it was too hard? No. They dreamed of something better. They didn't give up. They didn't give in. They chose to fight for our future. They didn't wait for anyone. So just like your ancestors before you, I challenge you to go out to create the future that you want for yourselves, your community, and the children that you are going to bring forth. As you walk off this stage today, your country looks on you with great expectations, and we, your school, your tribe, your family, expects great things from you. Stand on the shoulders of those who went before you and achieve greater things. Do not limit yourselves to the obstacles you see in your country. This in the country or out of the country. Challenge yourselves and find them. Class of 2025, the future is not something we discover by accident. It is something we create. Now go, create your future, create our future. Congratulations and Godspeed.